Good morning, everyone! Kumusta kayo? Or in English, how are you? I guess you are now ready to equip yourselves with new English skills and obtain new knowledge. Firstly, I would like to introduce myself. I am Camille Bernadette D. Aman, and together with my partner Zaki E. Ortega, we will be discussing about the linking words and transition words. So guys, what are we waiting for? Let's get this lesson started. When we say linking words, what is the first thing that comes into your mind? It is pretty obvious, right? From the phrase itself, linking words with the root word link. Link is to connect. We will have an idea that linking words are connecting words. Linking words are the words or phrases that are used to connect clauses, sentences, or paragraphs. The main purpose of these linking words is to aid people in expressing their thoughts and ideas. To make it simple, linking words are added so that the movement from one idea to another will flow smoothly without any interruptions. It will make communication smoother and also more logical. There are different types of linking words. We have conjunctions, prepositions, and transitions. The first type of linking words to be discussed is the conjunctions. Conjunctions are words that are used to connect words, phrases, or clauses in a sentence. They are used to create complex sentences by joining two or more ideas together. Same as the linking words, conjunctions also has different types. We have coordinating conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions. When we say coordinating conjunctions, these are used to connect words, phrases, sentences, or independent clauses of equal grammatical weight, and they indicate a relationship between these elements. To make it simple, coordinating conjunctions connects independent clauses. Independent clauses are those clauses that contains a subject and a verb and expresses a complete thought. In Tagalog, independent clauses ay kayang tumayong mag-isa. On the other hand, we have subordinating conjunctions. Subordinating conjunctions are used to connect a dependent clause to an independent clause. Since one idea is dependent and another one is independent, one idea depends on the other. To further discuss, let me give you some examples. For coordinating conjunctions, it includes the use of words like and, for, yet, nor, but, or, and so. These are the example sentences. I love to eat and I love to sleep. He is tall but he is not strong. As you can see, we use and but when you differentiate or separate the sentences, they can still stand alone. Like, I love to eat or I love to sleep. He is tall or he is not strong. More examples are like, do you want to come with us or do you want to stay here? She says kind words, yet I don't trust her. Lastly, my daughter is very nice, so everybody likes her. As for the subordinating conjunctions includes the use of words like since, if, although, because, and when. Examples are, I met her when I was in Italy. I've never been happier because of you. Corruption is one of the most controversial issues since time immemorial. The class was not suspended although there was a typhoon. If you win, I will give you a prize. As you can observe, the ideas or the clauses are independent and independent. They complement each other by the use of subordinating conjunctions. Now that we are done with the types of conjunctions in the linking words, let us go on with another type of linking words. We have prepositions. Prepositions are words that show the relationship between a noun or pronoun and other words in a sentence. It indicates the location or position of a subject, the direction of movement, or the time when something happened. To make it simple, prepositions tells the specifics or the important details about the subject. Prepositions include the use of words like in, on, at, from, by, with, about, of, and for. Example sentences we have: the apple is placed on the table. The preposition is on, telling the location of the apple. Another one is she bought a cup of coffee. Next one, the classes will start at exactly 7 a.m. It tells the time when something is going to happen or when something happened. Camille came from the province of Quezon. Lastly, the cat jumped over the fence. Those are just some examples of prepositions. I hope that you learned something about the two types of linking words, and to further discuss the last type of linking words, which is the transition words, let us have my partner Zaki E. Ortega. Zaki?
Thank you for that, partner. Now let's move on to transition words. We all tell stories or write articles, and we definitely want it to be organized. And to do that, we use transition words. These words illustrate relationship between other words and phrases and allow writing to flow naturally from one topic to the next without confusing the reader. Examples of these words are however, next, or in conclusion. They help the reader get ready by indicating that the topic is changing. They can also connect sentences by introducing new or opposing concepts, demonstrating cause and effect relationships, and creating other connections. Now, there are 4 types of transition words based on the intention. Let's start with introducing new information and examples, or additive. Some of the transition and connecting words are and, such as, and as well as. They are basically used when you're introducing new information or examples. Sample sentences are: several researchers have previously explored this topic. For instance, Smith examined the effects of e-cigarette in mental health. Next is: the patient suffered several side effects, namely increased appetite, decreased libido, and disordered sleep. Now for the second type is conveying contrast or adversative. Examples of transition and connecting words are however, on the other hand, and nevertheless. These are used when one introduces information that disagrees or contrasts with the preceding text. Sample sentences are: Manila traffic is nothing like how you described it to be. On the contrary, it's much worse. Another, the coffee shop employees are required to wear face masks as they prepared the drinks. Nonetheless, Mr. Santos, the manager, refuses to do so. Third type is showing cause and effect, or causal. Some of the transition and connecting words are because, consequently, and therefore. These are used when describing cause and effect. Sample sentences are: it rained heavily all night. This led to nationwide class and work suspensions. Due to cold temperatures brought on by the weather, many of us are suffering from coughs and colds. For the last type, we have indicating sequence, or sequential. Some of the transition and connecting words are first, next, then, and afterward. Well, from the name itself, these are words used to indicate a sequence. Sample sentences are: please remove your shoes and sanitize your hands immediately before entering the room. After washing the raw chicken pieces in the sink, Elaine then wiped the counter to prevent cross-contamination. Here are some of the common mistakes with transition words. Using as well as when you mean and. Using as well as a synonym for in addition to implies that the following piece of information is less important than the preceding piece, whereas and implies that they are equally important. For example, Adam and Jeremy came over for dinner. I made ribs and mac and cheese as well as a bagged salad. Another is when starting a sentence with also, and, or so. While the words also, and so are used in academic writing, they are considered too informal when used at the start of a sentence. For example, also, a second round of testing was carried out. To fix this, move the transition word to a different point in the sentence, or use a more formal alternative. A second round of testing was also carried out. Additionally, a second round of testing was carried out. Know that using transition words creates sentence fragments. Words like although and because are called subordinating conjunctions. This means that they introduce clauses which cannot stand on their own. A clause introduced by one of these words should always follow or be followed by another clause in the same sentence. For example, Smith argues that the period should be reassessed, although other researchers disagree. To fix this, we can either combine the two sentences into one using a comma or use a different transition word that does not create this problem, like however. For example, Smith argues that the period should be reassessed, comma, although other researchers disagree. That's right. Smith argues that the period should be reassessed. However, other researchers disagree. Another one that's correct. Finally, we've reached the end of the discussion. To test what you guys have learned so far, we've prepared a 6-item quiz for you guys to answer. Be sure to do well, for the top scorer will receive a cash prize. Link will be provided in a few. Good luck and have fun!